Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Sunday morning. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. Guys, I'm currently driving, so I ask for your forgiveness for any background noise, keys pinging, all that good stuff. I wanted to elaborate on Pastor R.C. Blake's recording this morning in regards to when God goes silent. Listen, right? Of course, all of his message are so powerful, right? That message this morning, if you haven't been doing right after that message, honey, you will want to run to get your stuff together, get your stuff in order. We're going to talk about that. But I want to talk first really quickly about a young lady who emailed me. And she's a chosen one. God is using her to bless others. She's in a very fruitful season. So God is using her to bless others who may be in a very dry season right now. And she wanted me to give her some advice on if people can use a child of God, meaning there's people, I guess, that she's helping and she feels like the individual are like using her or taking advantage of her. So I want to elaborate on that because someone asked me that before. Now here's my opinion. This is all my opinion. Yes, but only if you are moving from heart and emotions. I talk about this a lot because I have to be very, very careful, and I have to always be sure I'm intentional and I'm connected before I help anybody. Because again, when you're naturally a server, a big-hearted person, an empath, whatever, you naturally want to help people, right? And again, some of this, of course, can be, trauma, triggers, all that good stuff. So when you're moving and helping from emotions, child of God or not, yes, people can use you, and sadly, people will take advantage. Remember, you're in a very small percentage of individuals, right? There's not a lot of pure-hearted, giving people in the world, right? Most people are here to use you and take advantage of you. So we're in a very small percentage of individuals. And this is why you stay abundantly blessed, because God knows that. But at some point, God has to groom us to be sure that if he's going to bless us, that we're not taking his blessings and his fruit and throwing it to the ground because we're moving and helping from our own emotions, and because maybe quote unquote someone is a family member and all this other nonsense, right? So when you're helping others from your emotions and out of, I guess, some type of facade of loyalty because they're blood, yes, you can be used, and yes, you will be used. Now, when you're connected and if you're obedient and you're only moving when God tells you to move, regardless of what the individual attempts to do, you cannot be used. Because remember, God is telling you to help, right? So that's not your money anyway. Even if you made the money, that's not your money if God is telling you to help. So if God is telling you to move, and you know clearly he's telling you to help someone in whatever way, we'll use finances right now. Let's just say he tell you or instruct you to help someone, then you're moving in obedience. So your blessing will come back from God, and it will come back double and triple than what you gave, right? And then God in turn will deal with the person who is attempting to use you, or lying and all the other stuff. So I spent a long time in my life trying to decipher between the two, right? I spent a long time being hurt by others who I was helping, and then they would take and use whatever I was giving them to help other people. So essentially, I'm helping them, but they're lying and disrespecting me by taking what I'm helping and giving it to other people, right? But why did that hurt me the way that it hurt me? One, because you lied. Two, because I'm trying to help you, and you're helping people who I would never help because these individuals won't even help themselves, right? That's hurtful. But that's only hurtful because I never even had instructions to help that individual to begin with, not in the way I was helping. So then it's almost like God says, well, hey, you're on your own, because I didn't tell you to do that. You did that, right? But now there's been times where I had to be groomed and conditioned to, again, decipher and know the difference and use discernment between the two. So there's been times where I've been instructed to help when I didn't want to help, but I was obedient. And each time that I move in obedience versus emotions, the rewards were massive. The rewards came back in different ways. The rewards came back in open doors, right? Because sometimes blessings don't return the way you gave them. So you may help someone financially. It may open the door for a new job for you, a new relationship for you. So it doesn't always come back in that way. But the point of the matter is, when
there's a speed trap ahead.
The point of the matter is, when you help from obedience and from spirit, no one can ever, ever, ever use you. Because your obedience is to God and not the person. So whatever that person does or does not do with that money or however you're helping, that's not your problem. That's between them and God. Because now they're going to have to deal with God. I'm going to give you a quick example of something that's going on recently. Let me show you how God works and why someone can never use you. Because see, when you're connected, God will always communicate with you. So there's an individual who I was going to help, right? And I believe I received a download from God to help and to do something, right? I know I heard from God. But then God said, wait. Don't do it right now, wait. And some weeks had passed. And this is why, too, you have to be very careful that you're not getting ahead of God. Because, see, if you get ahead of God and you're moving too fast, you're going to miss it. So I waited. Even though I was ready to help, I waited. And then a few days ago, I got this conviction, right? I got a download that this person had came into some money, right? And didn't even inform me. Meaning, they knew I was going to help them with a particular thing. So you would figure they would say, well, hey, I don't need you to do this again because I came into some money. Okay. Well, anybody with some character would, in right motives would do that, right? But what did I say? Most people in this world are here to take from you and to use you. But when you're connected, God will always give you answers. So, because this person never told me that they came into this money, you know what God told me? That one thing that you were going to do for them, you will not do it. And even though it's like, oh God, but you will not do it. On the flip side, the thing that I was supposed to do prior to them getting the money would have probably been 5 times more than the money that they got. So what happened? They missed their own blessing. So, you see my point? The person can't use me. God is taking from them. They're missing their own blessing. So this is why you have to stay connected, sis. So ask God to give you discernment. You know, my discernment game is so sharp. I'm grateful that that is one gift that I've been blessed with very early on. If you do not have the gift of discernment, please pray for that. And again, make sure you're connected. Meaning, when you feel like you've heard a download, don't move too quickly, right? Sit in that thing for a minute to be sure that that's not emotions and rather spirit. All right, so I hope that helps you. So back to Pastor R.C. Blake's. Oh, listen. Okay. So I just listened to the recording as I was traveling, and he was talking about when God goes silent. And let me think he was 3 reasons why he said it could potentially be. I think the first was you're disconnected. The second, you've been disobedient. And the third, what was it? It was disconnected, disobedient. And I think, I can't remember. I think it may have been basically he just wants you to rely on him faith-wise versus giving you answers, if I'm not incorrect. So, now for me, when I was listening, I was like, okay, I'm definitely falling under the category of he wants to develop our faith, right? Because Pastor was saying how he keeps hearing God, every time he go to God for questions, for answers, all he keep hearing God say is just trust me. I'm not answering you right now. Just trust me. I'm not giving you no deadline. Just trust me. And that's what I keep getting, right? Again, individuals with that leader mindset, you want to know deadlines. You kind of want to know when, because that's what we're used to, right? But he's not answering us, period. So it's about developing your faith. I'm not going to tell you anything. Just trust me. Either you trust me or you don't, right? So I was like, ooh, yep. That's the only one for me, because I know I have been obedient. When God says move, I move, right? So I'm feeling all good. I'm just more so less of, yep. I just have to be, patient and trust him. Have faith. That's all. And then after I turned the recording on, boom, conviction. Yes, you've been very faithful. Every person I've told you to help, complete strangers, whoever. When I says move, Kizzy, you move. I give you that. But have you even been obedient in your own life, right? You're being obedient in when I say move. But have you really done everything I told you to do within your own personal life? And I'm thinking like, yeah. So you've completed that last book, right? Or is that book still sitting on your desk? Right? I've told you there is some paperwork I need you to complete. And I can't get into what it is, but it needed to be completed at least 6 months ago. But because I'm not motivated, it's just on my desk. And I look at it all the time. And because I don't have that motivation, even though I know I heard God months ago to get this thing up. And I'm sitting here playing with it, not even realizing that me filling out this paperwork can open other potential doors that God is trying to use to bless me. But I'm like a nut butt sitting over here wasting my time, looking at the paper, right? And then he also gave me another download. There was something that God promised me, right? Clear as day, visionary, clear as day. He had used an individual, a person. He had used a person to open the door years ago. When the door opened, he told me clear as day that the individual would only be used to open the door, and that he will not use another person, not this person nor another individual after that. Meaning, once the door's open, once you're in the room, everything else will be manifested by faith. I heard it clear as day. And then as time go on, of course, and again, things aren't happening quick enough for us. What do? We get our hands in the way. We put our hands in it, I should say. So I'm now making calls, let's say, call at your girl, right? That type of thing. I need you to do this, that, this, and that. Boom. God went silent. I'm talking about for a good 6 months. I'm sitting there like, what? God, why can I get any answers? What's going on this particular thing? Not even just in general, just on this particular thing. I'm like, okay, something ain't right. Because again, I'm a visionary. If you show it to me, it is. But I couldn't get any downloads. And then after listening to Pastor Blake's, I got the most profound revelation. are the reason for the delay. Because I told you clear as day, once the door is open, it's only your faith. It's only me and you in this. Only me and you. But you want to get impatient, right? You want to put your little hands in everything because you can't sit still and wait. So, I went silent on you. So now that I use Pastor Blake's to give you the revelation, now you know what it is. What you going to do? Oh, what I'm going to do? Oh, you ain't got to tell me twice. You don't have, I'm shutting everything down starting this second. Don't call me. I'm not coming to dinner. I'm not me. I'm at my I'm at my desk. My head is buried. I'm not going to sleep until these things are complete. Say no more. Say no more. Say no more. So, if God has went silent on you guys, I encourage you to go back and watch Pastor Blake's message from this morning, because there is a reason. Either he's developing your faith, definitely one for me as well, like I said, or you are being disobedient in certain areas that he have already told you, right? Things to do, things to remove, people to remove, whatever the case may be, you're being disobedient. So he don't want to hear from you. Or you're disconnected. I've been there too. And you know when I got disconnected? Because when I wasn't obedient to removing people and then just having this vision manifest between just God and I, when I wasn't obedient and he went quiet on me, then automatically I got disconnected, because I'm like, okay, he's quiet. I mean, let me do what I do. So then you're disconnected. And you don't even realize you're disconnected. So, I hope this message blesses you guys. And again, if God has went silent on you, listen, just get back on track. That's what I love about God. He allows us to get off track, right? Not to say like we don't get, in trouble for it, but he lets you get back aligned. That's what I love. Because so many people in so many areas of their lives, it's like when they fall, or if they kind of get disconnected, or they're swerving in the wrong lanes, they kind of stay. But when I get a download and a revelation and conviction, I jump right back on it. I don't care how long I left away from that thing or walked away from it. I get back to it. That's the key to success. It's not like you're never going to get delayed. Oh, you will be delayed. You will get times will come when you don't want to be bothered with it. You'll put it down. And that's why too is more about intentions versus emotions. And we rely on our emotions to want to do something all the time. It's not. Listen, you're wasting your time. It's about being intentional and obedient. So if you walk away from it, again, get back to it. It's your girl.